What's up, everybody? Happy New Year. Excited to be back with you in this new year, 2020, and just wanted to check in. I am in Mexico this week, just getting a little bit of time for some rest and relaxation, and wanted to talk about one of my favorite topics, that is goal setting and planning. It's that time of year, and if you're not doing it, I highly suggest that you take a few minutes to think about it. As they say, if you're failing to plan, you are planning to fail. For me, this year is all about setting and sticking with some new habits, new consistency. So for me, that means today I got to get in a run. So I got to do that first, and we'll get back to the video. Run completed. Number one of 2020. And I just want to take a few minutes to clarify something that I think about when I think about goals. A lot of people set like New Year's resolutions, things like that. I'm not a resolution really type person. I am more of a goal type person. Some people think that setting goals isn't really super important, but for me, it helps to have measuring sticks throughout the year. I want to talk about a couple of things today. I got some notes. I actually made notes. Forgive the wind. I'm here on the beach. I figured there's no better place to do this. So why it's important, why goal setting is important, why it's better than setting resolutions. Because a resolution is something that you're going to try to implement, and it's more like habits. It could be goals, but I think resolutions, probably you're going to forget about them after a little while, adjust them, which is good, but for me it's more important to have yearly goals, monthly goals, and to plan it out month to month. So that's what I like to do. So some tools, a lot of people like to use computers, but I'm pretty old school, and I like to just stick with pen and paper. I have a planner that I use. It has monthly view, weekly view, and I put to-do lists in there, but in the back it's just kind of a free writing area. It's just a journal, and I take the back and I take pages and I start just to brainstorm and outline all these different types of goals, personal goals, work goals, musical goals, label goals for me with outside of music. Kind of just try to separate them all as much as possible and try to be as specific as possible about what I'm trying to do in the year, focusing on macro and micro, because without the micro, the little steps, you're never going to get to the macro, and without the macro, you're never going to have the inspiration for the results to get to the end. So for me, that's pen and paper. I use a combination of Google Calendar and my planner to keep organized. I have daily reminders and daily to-do lists and weekly to-do lists. If that's something that's interesting, leave a comment, and maybe I can go through that more specifically in terms of what I do, but I just basically think that using a pen and paper, just like when I'm writing music, is more effective than using the phone or the computer. So I'd like to think in different chunks as well. So I think about short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals. So maybe I'm setting goals for this year, but I'm also trying to visualize the path for the 5 years, and then also maybe even longer term, like maybe 10 years out, and see how the path that I'm setting now leads there. And it's not to say that I'm not going to change it, because I change the goals all the time. It's never a set in stone thing. It's always going to have a certain amount of flexibility to it, and I change it even throughout the year. I change, but I think it's important to stick to that short, medium, and long term, because going from the long term and working backwards, figuring out what short term, medium term posts you can plant along the way to make sure you're headed in the right direction. So then I like to set for each year priorities, what I'm going to focus on, and how I'm going to focus on them. This year for me, I'm focusing on doing better with batch processing, with chunking. I tried to do it last year, it didn't work, but now I'm going to try to do more of a hybrid approach this year, a daily routine of certain things that have to happen every day. But then also chunking my week into different types of tasks on different days to try to be as efficient as possible, get as much done in a certain area, because I have a lot of areas that I'm trying to move forward. So I'm going to try this combination of chunking and daily routine to try to take it to the next level. I'm really interested in sleep this year. I got this new Whoop band here. I put some links down below if you want to check this stuff out. To try to track my activity, but also to track sleep. You know how important sleep is. I've been reading this book by Matthew Walker, Why We Sleep, and just trying to get more into recovery as well as training just to be healthy and such. And then the last thing I do in my goal setting for the year is to set a timeline. I do it month by month and kind of take all the goals that I've laid out and give them an approximate month. And if I have too much stuff, then I has to go into a long-term plan. It's not going to be able to happen in a year. So if I have more than 12 big projects, it's probably not going to happen. And even 12 big projects, if you get 6 or 7 or 8 done, you're doing really well. At least in my book. So, for me, I've got a new book coming out, second book on the way, an album project at the end of February. Hope to record at least 1, if not 2 projects this year. And yeah, a lot of big things. If you need help, if you want more detail about this, you can go and check out a goal setting course that I made, updated for 2020. And now is a great time to go check it out. It talks about all this stuff. Short-term, medium-term, long-term goals, has worksheets and a workbook to help get you through. If you just want the workbook, you don't want the course, you can also grab that from the online store. And the links are down below, so you can check those out. But hopefully some of this has been helpful to your planning for the year. The goal is to get the YouTube channel to 10K. So if you like this video, if you like any of the videos on the channel, please share them with a friend. Make sure that you subscribe. See if they might also want to subscribe. I'm trying to get to 10K subscribers to try to be able to take this channel to the next level. So thanks for being here. I'm so glad you could join me on this little vacation edition of videos. And we'll see you back on the grind real soon. Have a great week.